Hello, everybody, and welcome to Flyers Alley. I'm your host, Jesse Bell. With me tonight, Anthony Verasso, number 3 on the Flyers Alley. Gummy Wade is in the comments, so expect some interesting things to be said in our comments. Um, with that being said, um, like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Flyers Alley, on Twitter at Flyers Alley Pod 1, and Instagram at Flyers Alley, and also go to www.oldcitysports.com, old spelled OLDE, and check out our great articles. And we will all have merch up there sometime soon. We are making a merch push sometime soon. Send this in there real quick. Oh, okay. Yeah, we already have a comment. Look at it. Brandon Paulus. Hey guys, what's going on, Brandon? Thanks for coming out.
What up, baby?
Let's see. Hasn't been too long, but it's been a little long for me. You finally got to witness me getting the itch of doing a podcast and not doing a podcast.
I know you wanted to jump back on last week. I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute.
Some of these pods, Wing Sauce, our Detroit show, they don't stop. Like they don't stop. When in fact they should have stopped a long time ago. They go all through the season. They're part of like some camp and such that does things with like Michigan hockey, which is really cool. Which if we had something like that, I'm sure we wouldn't stop either. But today we're going to talk about some cool topics that have been going on. Obviously, the draft lottery just happened. We're going to bring that up. So let's get into some alley talk. Well, that was not the sound that was supposed to be there.
It's all right.
I like it. That was not the sound. This is it. I love when things go wrong. It's great.
Just gonna roll with it.
I knew I was going to be stressed out for some reason when my computer wouldn't start, so I had to crack into Chamonix like immediately. This segment of Alley Talk is brought to you by Body Check Wellness. Go to www.bodycheckwellness.com. Use promo code OCS in all caps for 25% off your CBD needs. Flyers get bumped to the 5th spot in the lottery draft. So there were a lot of questions about this actually online, and I didn't. I kind of didn't understand it until I think it was Josh Marion, the kid that we were yelling at like last episode, actually told me I wasn't paying attention because I just wasn't. The New Jersey Devils are to blame for that. Hey, what's going on, Wade?
See you there. What up, Wade?
Miss you, buddy. Get in there. Bring that boy in here. Yeah, it was because of the Jersey Devils was the reason for that. Now, I just think it's absolute shit that we got fifth to begin. We were projected to be 4th, and it is what it is. But I don't know, man. What does it take? What's it take for us to get a high? I'm upset with that, to be honest with you. I don't know how you feel about it.
Actually, you saw my tweets at Off the Rails Pod too. I was expecting to get the 10th pick because just the way everything's gone with this season with Philly and the Flyers and whatever. I mean, you said somebody was blaming the Devils. It's because of them. I don't know what the Devils did or whatever. But, hey, remember, was it the second to last weekend of the season? The Flyers beat the Penguins in that meaningless game. I'm so glad we got 2 points after that game. That did not mean shit. Penguins, by the way, about to beat the Rangers, the heavily favored Rangers, and move on to the playoffs. But it's okay. At least we got that. At least we got that stupid win on that Sunday night. But that's okay. My first thoughts when I saw that the Flyers got the 5th overall pick was to trade it, attach it with somebody, and try to bring back a big fish, maybe Chekrin in Arizona. But I guess I can persuade. You've been texting me some prospects. I'm sure we'll get into later. Hey, you look at the teams that are potentially going to be moving on in these playoffs. They're all deep down the middle. Pittsburgh, for example, you got Crosby, you got Malkin, you got Carter. Hey, we can build up the middle. Let's do that then.
Yeah, like you said, we're going to get into a couple. What kind of sucks about these things? I'm a big advocate for hockey DB. and obviously I had to go to the NHL like website for this type of information because there's not a lot on these kids because a couple of them are they're 18 years old, so I mean there's not too much on them. But like I said earlier, we gotta look at the bright side and just see what we can get. I know you and Wade don't like looking at the bright side of things because you guys are more realistic than I am. Um, but I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, we could have gotten. I believe we were watching it, the lottery, and it was every single one. I was like, please don't. I didn't think we were gonna get to 5. I could have sworn we were gonna be where the Golden Knights were.
Yeah, you were expecting double digits, right? Like that's
Absolutely.
I fully was expecting to get the full pork into the ping pong balls. I had no expectations because you know what? I'm a very superstitious person. Hockey's a lot of superstition. The hockey gods, maybe they're mad about the Yandel situation. Who knows? But that just sucks that
By the
a
way,
lot of
Rangers
Philly
just scored,
fans,
tied it up 2-2.
really. So I'm already off to a great start on this show.
Keep it up. No, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. If they lose this my entire fucking bracket is dead.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Rangers in the Wild, so I'm not looking too hot. But
Same.
being fifth, like that sucks because it's kind of like, what is it? The top 2 and then or top 3, and then it just drops off talent wise. You got the top 3 guys, and then here, and it's like, okay, even if you do want to trade it, you're gonna have to attach something. So it's just kind of what the Flyers have been. No man's land. It just sucks.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was this guy, newer guy in the network. He's from Boston, but he lives Midwest. Definitely said, who was it the other day, that as long as they do the right things, it could definitely be a retool. And I thought I was the only person that thought that until this guy came along, but now he's kind of fucking taking that back. So,
no, that's the thing. If they do it right, they can do this retool and be, I'm not gonna say a cup contender, but playoff contender, maybe win a round or 2. But
I'd be okay with that for the first 2 years. I would be okay with that.
Right. As long as you're going to replenish youth along the way, then that's fine. Again, the team I equated to is Boston because my co-host on our show, Mikey, he's a Bruins fan and whatever. I mean, you look at the Bruins; they missed the playoffs in 15 and 16. They didn't blow it up. They kept their core. They added pieces. Like I said, Pasternak was one of the names. DeBrusque. A couple years later, they go to the Stanley Cup Finals. They're 60 minutes away from winning the Cup. The Flyers, if they do it right, can do essentially that same thing. You got to get the right pieces for the locker room, and you got to get the right young pieces to provide that spark and give you some salary relief.
I agree with you. Dave Cray says, New York Rangers, exclamation points. Yeah, I agree with you. We need. They scored again. It's 3-2. Now it's 3-2.
See, I'm in my home office tonight, so I have a TV in here.
Keep talking shit. I'm right here. I'm watching this bad boy.
I want the Rags to win.
I know. Just keep it up. Every time you say something, they go.
It's just American sucks.
There you go. Yeah. And with that said, I do think that there's going to be some things. There's always something. There's always something that can be done with their pick, and it's fifth, so. There is something that I do have in the segments a little bit farther down the line that have to do with something that Chuck said in the presser that he was in, and it's it solidifies my the Penguins just scored, so now it's 3-3. It solidifies a little bit more what I was saying, that I think there is a chance, and things could be going the way that we want them to go in. Wade says Caps, and Brandon Paulus says, what do you guys think of the rumors of Provy possibly being moved? Yeah, you can add some topics in here. We can do that. Would you like to go first? I'll keep that up on the screen. There we go.
Yeah, if you're gonna move Provorov, that's fine with me. I want to see what you're getting back. Look, if you're gonna ask me, gun to my head, yes, I would trade Provorov, but I am a little bit more hesitant watching these playoffs because you're seeing teams that need that top 4 to really be rock solid. You and I and Wade have discussed before on the show. I mean, Provorov on a Stanley Cup contending team is probably your number 4 defenseman, maybe 3. That's fine, but his attitude is obviously going to have to change. Things that you heard at the end of the season. He gets frustrated with the team, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But if you're asking me right now on the spot, I would trade Provorov in the right deal.
Yeah, I think that, to be honest with you, from the things that I share everything with these guys that are on Flyers Alley before I even tweet it. Um, I think he's going to be gone. I think he is just because of how many defensive options we do have. Some that are ready, some that aren't ready. But in a season that we know that isn't going to be, a stellar season, like me and Anthony just said, it could be a retool, a real quick retool, as long as they do the right things starting this season. Maybe not make it into the playoffs, but do well. I think you do start with Provorov. Obviously, a lot of people want to get rid of JVR's contract because it's very, very big, and some teams are going to need someone like him. It just doesn't happens to not be us right now. But I do think it starts with Provorov. If JVR is still on the team this year, it's not going to upset me as much as Provorov right now. I'll be honest with you.
No, I'm
So
100% with you because the way I look at it, you
thanks,
have
Brandon.
one more year with that stupid JVR contract, right?
Yeah.
I don't. The only way you're going to get rid of it is if you attach something to him in a trade to get rid of, like you did with Gostisbehere last year, or buy him out and take ramifications down the road. So, worst case scenario, they're stuck with him for one more season at this cap number. I can live with that.
Greg Montour says trade Provy and the first this year if there is no one good in this draft. Well, we do have a first round, don't we? Well, and Wade says he's 25. I wouldn't move on from Prove. He loves Prove. He refuses. He refuses. It's not. It's just not working. I'm sorry. He'd
I'm
be
not
here
gonna
too.
lie to you.
He'd be here
That's what's
calling me a
kind of
shithead.
that's what's kind of like persuading me now. As much as like the emotion I had during the season to get rid of him, it's like he is only 25. His ceiling is a little bit higher, and if you can land a big number one, number two defenseman, now you take more pressure off Provorov. It's like, okay, now the Flyers have something. We'll get into the goaltending situation later. You potentially have two studs in net. Now you have deep first and second deep pairing, and now you got some youth coming in the forwards and potentially some free agents. Like, okay, maybe that retool is a possibility.
Yeah. Well, with the retool too, that comes with the next thing that's on the list is the Flyers signed Ivan Fedorov to an ELC. So I have his stats up right now, which Anthony, I mean, you weren't with it. You haven't been with us. This is your first season with us. We weren't big on stats. We're entertaining them now. I mean, you have to do it sometimes. I am going to ignore the plus minus forever though. With that being said, so he's not young. Like he's not like a kid. He's 25. He's a Scorpio. What I add? I'm a Scorpio too. He's 6'1", 207 pounds. Okay. They took
He's
him
what?
in 50. He's 6'6", 207 pounds.
It's a big boy.
Yeah. So this past season, 22 games played, the 937 save percentage. 640 saves.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, I everything I saw on Twitter with him was about the playoffs this year. So that's kind of what I was keeping my eye on, and whatever they called their Stanley Cup in Russia. I don't know the name of it, but seemed like he had a hell of a playoff run this season on their way to the championship.
Yeah, it's not telling me any of that. The tournaments, we got the Olympics. 6 games played, he just had no stats, which is kind of weird. I think that's probably wrong. So, but yeah, this is kind of so. This comes into the whole concept of what Chuck Fletcher was saying during the presser. Did he just say Jesse? Wade says Jesse wasn't big on stats. Okay.
Holy shit! The Caps went up 3-0.
Good. Let's keep that going. We can get into that later too. I took the Preds over the Avalanche. I took a shot. A shot. Yeah, it's a bad shot. But yeah, this goes into like I was saying. Chuck was saying that if they can figure out a way to sign him, then Jones is gone. He's going to go. There's going to be no competition for the second spot, which is basically saying that Jones is gone. So now there's that. Where he goes and what happens to him, I mean, nobody knows. I'm sure you'll hear it soon. It may have to do with some of the moving around because Chuck did say that he wanted to trade for picks. So I don't. This another reason why I don't think everybody should kind of. I think everybody should put the brakes on for a little bit, just for a little bit, because I mean, we do have some things we could trade to get higher picks. So you can see how that goes. I don't know how you feel about that either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for stripping it down a little bit, getting picks because one, you get more youth in the lineup, and two, it helps with the salary cap. I mean, the Flyers have a couple big contracts, JVR, Hayes, and Couturier. Those are going to be some big, heavy contracts. You're really not going to be able to move for a little while. What I like about the Fedotov signing, what is he, 25, 26? I don't know. He's
25.
proved it in the KHL. And you see some of these Russian goaltenders that come over from the KHL. Bobrovsky's not helping my case right now in the playoffs, but what do you got? Shesterkin, you got Sorokin in the Islanders, and then who's the guy in Carolina? Pietro Kachek. I don't even know. He wears number 52, but he had a solid couple of games at the end. My point is, and you and I have discussed this, like, yeah, they're a bit older, these goaltenders, but goaltenders hit their primes usually 27, 28, right? Well, the KHL is a step above the AHL and a step below the NHL. So it's like you're getting real good experience over in Russia. So I'm excited to see what this kid has. Now, I'm not getting all horned up to be like, oh my God, like he's the next Marty Brodeur. But you know what? I like what I saw out of Sorokin. I like Bobrovsky in the regular season. Samsonov for the Caps. Okay, now it's time for the Flyers to get a Russian gem to be in net. Thank you, sir.
Got my sense back. Yeah, and you know what's good about this guy is that if it solidifies and he ends up coming through, you got to be ready for him to not set the world on fire right away. You got to let him, because this game is a lot different than the Russian game, you know. So I think it's really important for people to understand that, but at the same time, they're not going to, and they're going to want to torch him after the first week, and then send him to the ECHL, and that's going to be that. And that's the problem with all of our other goalies is that none of them are ready to come up. There's not one that's ready to come up and back hard up. So hopefully this is the guy. Mitchell Owen says Flyers play with friends. All right. Wade Aruska says best defense Jesse uses is Steve Mason's stats. It's the only. Let me tell you something. It's there, and the stats are there to prove it. Brandon Paul says, "I know we signed. Was it Fedorov? Is that what you corrected me?
Fedotov. It's got a T. It's not an R.
Oh,
yeah, it's Fedotov. I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
Fedotov. We'll just say Fedotov. Fedotov. There we go. But you see Hart being moved at some point down the line. That's actually really interesting because a lot of us have been talking about that. Is that I think after this season, I don't know if me and you talked about it or agreed on it. I think if after this season Hart doesn't solidify, it's not my choice. I wouldn't want this to happen, but I do think Philly moves on from him, and I think this guy. I think it was your take, Anthony.
Yeah, so I said it on your show a couple of weeks ago that
You're sure not there.
That's true. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, see, you're a nice guy. I said that two things had to happen, and I'm going to change one of the things here in a minute because that's how I am. One was that Fedotov had to come here and really threaten Hart and pretty much take over the number one spot and not see any improvement from Carter Hart. The second thing I said was if Toronto gets bounced early this season and it's because of goaltending, I could see them making a trade, having to get rid of a Nylander or a Marner, something like that, right? But now you see Toronto, they're one game from moving on, and Campbell's looked pretty solid for them. I know he's a free agent, and Toronto's up against the cap. But for some freaking reason, I see all the time on Twitter a Leon Draisaitl to Philly hypothetical. I don't understand where people come up with these things. I don't. I really don't see it.
Welcome to the front lines, brother.
But They are down 3-2 to LA. Obviously, oil country is up in arms right now. I don't think it would be this season, but if the Oilers have another shit next season and they still have a question mark in that, let's face it, Mike Smith will be another year older. Something called the Mikko Koskinen will probably be gone. Carter Hart's from Edmonton. I could see something where you start a package, Carter Hart and list whatever you want to try to get Leon Draisaitl. Still to me, I'm going goaltending. You need that goaltender, but I can see something like that happening.
Wow. I like this. I like that take. I like that switch you just did there. That was a good
Thank you.
Good adjust there. That's very controversial and I love it. If I am all for that. If that's going to be the case, yeah, you can't. You got to move on. You have to move on. So, yeah, I think we all agree in the alley here, Brandon. I know Wade would probably agree too. Wade, I know you're out there. Ben, thank you for coughing over there. Yeah, at some point you do have to move on. Are the Flyers going to stick with Hart until he's in his mid 30s when he finally gets to his plateau and he finally evens out? They're not going to do that. It's crazy to think that they're going to. So I think that what's this now?
That's just me.
Yeah, good. You got that. Good. But yeah, I think that's I think it's something that's going to happen, and I think people need to get okay with the fact that it probably will happen at some point. Sam Wismer says, if anyone tortures him, send them to me. I'm ready to go. She also says, opinions are allowed to change. Anthony sometimes will allow that. Mitchell says, Seattle Kraken games hockey ? I know where this is going. Thanks, brother, for coming out. Chris Lahiff, Hart for McDavid.
I'm a no. No, thank you.
And a bag of pucks. Well, let's get their Zamboni driver. We've had good luck there.
Yeah.
With that being said, Chris Lahiff, he CVE Sports Philly podcast. Go check them out. Good friends. Wade says I wouldn't move from Hart either. Oh man, I don't want to. But
Jesse, you're the one that told me Hart's only 23. He'll be 24 on August 13th. Okay, and like we said earlier, goalies.
You know his birthday?
Yes, I'm a weirdo like that. I know like birthdays. It's whatever. Like the one good skill I have in this life is birthdays remembering. For me, goalies develop 27, 28. And as you and I both said in text exchange, this was his first full NHL season this year. He really didn't have anybody in front of him to defend. Like, I don't want to move on from Carter Hart. Like, I need to be absolutely blown away in a deal to move on from Hart. So, yes.
You think Draisaitl's it, though?
I do. That would most likely be the one realistic exception. And I say realistic because if Edmonton, you already hear rumblings, they want to move on from one of them to try to get more, scoring throughout that lineup. I don't think you're going to be able to get, I'll be honest too, when I brought up Nylander, that's underwhelming to me. I want more for Carter Hart. So I would want Marner, but they're not going to get rid of Marner. Obviously, Matthews
it's going to be Nylander. They're
right.
torching Nylander right now.
And you know what?
Nylander right now.
And good in the Flyers should be like, no, in my mind, I want more for Carter Hart than William Nylander. That's why the only realistic player that would potentially be available is Draisaitl. Other than that, Carter Hart is staying in the Flyers' blue crease. And for the love of God, please stop jumping. Okay. The Flyers are going to turn this thing around one year, and he's going to do that stupid jump before every period and just blow a knee out. So I'm just waiting for that.
Agreed. I think you had a couple other things that you wanted people to stop doing as well. Yeah.
What else?
You want to touch on that?
I'm trying to think. What else did I say?
2010. Oh man, not 2010. Coming back from.
Yeah. Can I do it? You want me to do it now?
You don't have to do it now. You can do it later.
All right. I'll wait.
Okay. We got another comment. Wait, pass on Nylander. I agree with that though. I kind of agree with that. I mean, I would want Marner 100%, but I mean, realistically, he would be the one that would be coming. They'll give us Nylander, we'll give him Hart, and we'll get Simmons back too. Anyway, Moving on. He's not even playing right now. I saw a couple people on Twitter saying, they're Flyers fans. Actually, Brandon that's in here was one of them saying that he hopes, Simmons, they do it for Simmons. He's not even playing. He's not even playing. So, yeah, that's not a good idea. Anyway, Flyers signed Sammy Kapanen as European Player Development and Pro Scout, and Kyle Shiro as Amateur Scout. I was actually on the Puck and Flyers podcast on Six Pack Sports Network. What was that? Was that last night? Was it 2 nights ago? I forget.
It was 2 nights ago because that's when we had our show.
Okay, 2 nights ago, we touched on it a little bit. Did a little bit of research on Sammy Kapanen. Great flyer. He definitely will help them with the European game. Kyle Shearer is an amateur scout. The dude's still in. I think he's still in high school. So this is an odd signing. I ripped up his stats and everything I could find on him, and I think he's graduating from college. So he's 21 or something like that. I think this is an absolute just shake up. This is kind of just all right. Let's do this and do this and do this real quick. I don't really have too much on it, but there's not too much out there with that. It was news in an email that I got. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cool for Sammy Kapanen, gets to stay in his native land over in Europe and just kind of scout. That's fine with me. I have no idea anything about this Shiro kid. All I'm hoping the last name brings more magic in the Flyer land.
I think that's what was said on was it Pat, the host of Puck and Flyer, said that there really isn't any. I tried to rip everything I could on the guy, and the only thing that we could put together is that he might be related to Fred Shiro, but who knows? Sam says he's in the 6th grade. Okay. And Wade says he quickly gave up the other night in the fucking playoffs. Oh yeah, Nylander. Yeah, they're all over him. If you want good, I can't even say good. Excellent Leafs and Carolina Hurricanes coverage. Seriously, go to our website. Superstorm with Sam and Adriana with Beers, Buds, and Blue. They're covering the playoffs. Adriana and Cam are doing an episode every other day, so you can't be upset about that. But yeah, everyone's definitely torching Nylander right now. So, and they're just praising Marner. So I don't know what that's all about. But we got another one. 2 Cups and Hockey Talk special Sunday 2022 NHL Playoff Edition. Jesse Bell was live. All right, well, thanks for that, brother. Moving on. This is a good one. Do we want Trotz? You can start. You can start this one out.
Why not? Why wouldn't you want Barry Trotz? He brings stability to a team. He brings more of a defensive mindset to a team. Brings a hell of a goalie coach, Mitch Korn, wherever the hell he goes. That's what
come with him too.
Yeah, exactly. So sign me up for that. I'm 100% on board for Barry Trotz. It's funny, growing up, I used to see him behind the Nashville bench, and he always looked like he had a pissed off look on his face. And when they had the behind the scenes at 24/7 with the Winter Classic, the Caps, he's actually a super nice guy. And I would love to see him here in Philly.
You remember when he got hit in the head with the puck?
Yeah.
That is a fucking warrior, dude. He didn't even fucking move. And it split him, and that's what we need. We need that.
I would 100% be on board for Trotz. Like I said, at the very least, he comes with a Stanley Cup pedigree. He's won it with, and let's remember too, when he went to Washington, there was a lot of questions with Ovechkin. Always being a minus player. Can you get Ovechkin to buy in? Well, and ultimately he did. He won a cup with Ovechkin, and now he's going to come in with a potentially Philadelphia lineup. The kid's going to want to listen to the coach more potentially. I'm all for it. Let's get Barry Trotz if you can.
I couldn't agree more because I'm on board with this. And like we had said before, and I would just like to state, even though I did put it on Twitter, the Jim Montgomery take was mine on December 7th. I just want to let that be known. That was me. This guy, Jesse from Delco. Just want to let you know. Jim Montgomery's my guy, but now it is Barry Trotz. And I do have I don't want to say it because
hold on, marinate on that for 1 second if you don't mind. Let me say this. I'm Barry Trotz. I'm all in on Trotz with the goalie coach Mitch Korn. If you can't get both, I'm going John Tortorella. Yeah,
Really?
I still like. I made up this philosophy for some stupid reason in my head. Talk about bridge players. Let's do a bridge coach. Let's change the culture. Let's get the country club atmosphere out of there. But if you can get Mitch Korn and Trotz, you got to do that.
So you wouldn't take Trotz unless he could. So if Trotz comes with the goalie coach, you're in. But if he doesn't, you're not, and you want Torts.
Yeah, because it's like now the organization's gonna have more power against Trotz. At least if Trotz has one of his guys with him, especially the goaltending position, he has more
He is
ammo in his
coming with
arsenal
him.
to fight back.
Wherever he goes, it's already been stated that he's going.
Okay, then yes, I'm all
Every
in
single
for it then.
team that's kicking the tires on him is saying the same thing. So there's no
That's
way
fine
that
with
he's
me.
not coming with them. Yeah.
But by the way,
yeah.
Trotz and Tortorella, 1-1 with Stanley Cups. They both got one.
Hey. Any coach we get, I'm okay with at this point, as long as it's not what's that Balsma guy.
No, Jesus, no.
Yeah, we're not doing that. And Brandon did say, "What do you guys think about the coaching search? Who would you prefer?" And my thing is, and it has been since December 7th. Jim Montgomery and Barry Trotz now at this point. But if Barry Trotz is out of it, it's Jim Montgomery. And I'll jump on the torch train. I will jump on the torch train. We have Chris Lahiff. This is a gamble. Seeing this young signing is almost Theo Epstein-esque in the MLB. So the last baseball game I watched was the 1993 World Series versus the Philadelphia Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays when Mitch Williams pitched sidearm instead of fastball, and Joe Carter knocked it out of the stadium. So yeah, I wouldn't even be able to tell you who's on the team right now. I'm sorry.
Hey, no. You think I'm watching that pathetic baseball team?
The closest I get is every Wednesday my daughter plays t-ball. Mickey Vernon all day long.
There's a guy on
coach.
Twitter. Oh, there's a guy on Twitter, Frank. He's like a Raiders and Flyers fan. I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. I already know who you're talking about.
Knows his shit, but he's with me. Fucking get rid of Reese Hoskins. But sorry, that's just my quick little baseball number.
Well, let's go lit on fire real quick. Feel free to talk baseball in here in the comments, and I will just not put them up. Chris Lahiff, defensive-minded coach, great goalie coach. Look at their last two goalies. Yep. Wade says I like Trotz. Okay, Mitchell says he's busy at work. What about Torts? We already covered that. I personally think the Torts would be great. I think he's also going to be great for the media because the media are not going to know what to do with him. I am 100% going to go into the media room when he's in there because I really feel like I'm going to be the only one that can handle him because I'm an absolute dickhead.
Oh, just can you imagine now the old school red hot Italian just losing his mind on the Philly media like that? I'm all for that.
They're gonna lose their mind. I
love it.
I kind of almost want that to happen just to see that, like, because a lot of them are just not gonna know what to say.
Good. That's what they get
Sam Carchidi. You're gonna be one of them. You're just not.
That's
what
they get for sabotaging the whole fucking 08, 09 Flyers and the win streak, and then that stupid story.
Would you like to elaborate? You can elaborate on that if you like.
You know the story. They're on a 10-game win streak, and they're publishing that the guys are all partying. Good. Go party if you're going to keep winning 10 straight. I have a soft spot for Mike Richards. What can I say?
Don't tempt me with a good time. What about Talk? Brandon hasn't been here a lot, but I've covered this numerous times. I just don't want everyone to destroy Tocchet, and I think that's what's going to happen because a coach is hired to be fired. I mean, so and if Lou Lamoriello, I don't know what the hell you were thinking, but if Lou Lamoriello is going to get rid of Trotz, then they're definitely going to. I mean, I don't know. The media will. It's not even the media; it's the fan base. I don't know. It's a tough pill to swallow. Does he leave TNT?
I hope not.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Him and Biz are hilarious together.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it though either. Gretzky's actually pretty good on there too. I thought that was gonna bomb. I literally thought it was gonna bomb when they first said it. It's actually been amazing.
Me too. Because I'm like, what is Gretzky gonna say? But like, having Biz opens him up. He loosens him up, and it does by doing that, it doesn't make Gretzky have to be critical of a player. He can just kind of be goofy and funny.
He does drop like the great one-liners though. Like he does like if he sees something, he's just like, yeah, what? This is what's gonna happen. Oh, 4-3 Rangers. Just anyway,
I gotta watch the game on my friggin' phone.
I got it right here for you. Chris Lahiff says, laugh out loud. Greg Montour, friend of the show, says, get trots. Chris Lahiff also says, this media wasn't ready for Brit.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one. I don't think the world was ready for him. Greg Montour, love listening to you guys, but got to go get ready for. Yeah, he's got men's league tonight. And Biz and Barkley says Brandon Paulus and name you. All right.
Greg, you ever need another player for your team? Give me a shout, my friend. I'll be on the first bird out of here.
Jesus. What position you play?
I was always a forward center.
Yeah.
Wasn't very good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get into it. It wasn't
as long as you look good. That's all that matters.
That did not happen either. Did not happen. Lucas Dickinson. There he is. Late, but I'm here. Thanks, brother, for tuning in. Still got some good things going. So, coaching choices. We've already gone through that. So, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do get some of the guys that we said. But I do have to. Trotz has to be. Trotz comes with the goalie coach. It's got to be Trotz.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, and that's what we have for Alley Talk. And that'll bring us to our Down the Well segment. I missed the sound clips. Missed them. This segment of Down the Well is brought to you by Iceworks Complex in Aston, PA. Go to www.iceworks.net. They do skating classes. They got a cool pro shop in there. You get things customized. A lot of Phantom stuff in there. Next Saturday, all of us but Anthony will be there. All of OCSM will be at Iceworks in our private bar called Top Shelf. We are going to be covering the Ice Wars event. It starts at 4 o'clock. Everybody get there, $10 get in. We do have some seats left. We're going to have a lot of raffle baskets from Sterling Pig, Norse Beards, Neshaminy Creek. I am going to raffle off. Do I have? Yep, that jersey right there. It's a Claude Giroux Stadium Series. We raffle that bad boy off. And I do believe the mayor of John Street is going to be raffling off like some cool commemorative pucks and stuff. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a good time. We're all going to get there. We're going to get stupid. We're all going to get funny and weird and get drunk. It's going to be a good time. We have some comments already. Neither are my forwards, Anthony. I don't know.
Because I said I was never any good.
Dude, you should hear some of the stories he has to say. He wears Flyers jerseys. His team hates them.
Nice.
Fingers crossed for Trotz. There we go. All right, let's move on. So we have this. So 2022/23 NHL draft is June 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're fifth. I had to put it in there. I don't know what we're going to be doing. We're talking in the alley what we're going to do. Anthony doesn't want to do anything, but it might just be me. I'll bring Sam on. Me and Sam will do it since nobody else in the alley wants to do it.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing.
Everyone told me to go fuck myself.
If there's some rumors, man, if there's rumors that they're going to trade up, trade down, trade the pick, okay, then you got my interest. But if they're just going to stand pat at 5 and take some prospect, we won't even know anything for 2 or 3 years. Like, that's just so underwhelming.
Listen. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you. And I'm like 9-0 this year. Was that? I may have gotten one wrong. I'll give myself 9-1. I'm going to be 10-1. And just to solidify that, I'm going to send you some. I'm in the process tomorrow. Going to be sending some beer your way, and that is payment for your services on June 7th. So you'll be there if you can be. It's weird. I don't know how. Were you an hour behind us?
Yeah, I got the 1 hour difference. What the fuck?
So 6.
Goddamn Capitals blew a 3-0 lead. Jesus.
What? Come on. Anyway, Anyway, Chris Lahiff says draft the mediocre player at number 5. The next player at 6 will be Hall of Fame player. This guy. I tried to get him on the show tonight and he couldn't. And he had someone from his network, I believe it was Pattison Tendy. I forget what it was. It was another show on his network. He was gonna have him come through, but they didn't come through. We'll get him on eventually because I think he's gonna mesh very well with us.
Sweet.
But with that being said, the down the well segment is basically just a schedule. We're going to be doing something 7:00. We'll be on there the whole time. So everybody come out. We'll do an event. It's far away. We'll remind you. That's down the well. Then we got the Crows of a Feather. And Crows of a Feather brought to you by Lugaroo Custom Clothing. I literally was going to bring down the jersey and just didn't do it. Colin at lugaroo.co. Give him a quote. Sam just got a new jersey over there. I got one upstairs. He's doing some good work, starting to ramp up. A lot of people in the network are starting to get some custom stuff done. Go to www.lugaroo.co. Give him a quote. He'll give you a great quote if you tell him that we sent you from OCS. He's a great sponsor. I guess this is what we're doing. I'm debuting our show, OCS Live, debuting Saturday afternoon at 1:15. It is what it is. You guys show up, find out what it is. We have some comments. What do you guys? Oh, Jesus, here we go. What do you guys think of the Habs getting the first overall draft pick? I'll be bringing that up. I don't know how controversial that'll be because it's going to be controversial. We'll move on from that. I wanted to do this next one. This is the Butte of next year. Brought to you by Sterling Pig Brewery in Media, Pennsylvania. Yeah, there that big boy is. Anyway, so go to www.sterlingpig.com. They've been hooking us up since day one. It's great sponsorship. They're out of Media, Pennsylvania. They got a nice brewery in there. They have a nice restaurant. They hook us up every month with a nice selection of new beers. Anthony's gonna be getting some. I don't know how long it'll take to ship this stuff here. They're from Delaware. Days. Yeah. You don't drink IPAs, but I didn't either. Maybe you'll start because some of these are like. That being said, got to do the beer ad right here. What I have is the double IPA, Big Guns from Sterling Pig. It's got a big pig on it. I'm reading on the back that it's saying that it's like 9%, so that's going to be interesting tomorrow morning. That being said, for this bad boy, this is an interesting segment because we're basically projecting next year, so it could be a little lengthy. I don't know how bad it'll be because you're basically thinking of who you think is going to be on the starting roster, which I kind of already know who you're going to say. But go right ahead. Next year, Butte of the Year.
Butte of the Year for next year. All right. There's a female on Twitter, loves the Predators. I don't know her name. She's got a weird handle. Flyer fan. Loves the Predators, loves Forsberg. I'm all on board that he's going to be a Flyer next year. Wow. Philip Forsberg will be the Butte of the Year next season for the Flyers.
That is a very bold prediction, sir.
That's going to be Forsberg signing will be the 06-07 Briere signing. That's what I think. And I think he's going to be the Butte of the Year next season for the Flyers.
The beer is very good, by the way. It sounds like you're having a lot of this beer because that is a weird and very outlandish statement. But if it happens, I'll remember this. If it happens, I'm on board with it. But I thought you were going to pick Noah Cates.
No, not yet. He's got to really wow me with the physical play.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with Wade Allison. And anybody that watches Flyers Alley, listens to us on podcast, whatever podcast thing you listen to, I've been riding with this guy for a long time. So I'm definitely trying to invest myself into Wade Allison. What is that?
It's a fucking Wade Allison hockey guy, dude.
This guy.
I don't know. I just got it one day. I was like, oh, that's
Where the hell did you
sweet.
get? Where the hell did you get that? You just bought it.
So it's like a giant one. I don't know. Like here's like that one, and then here's like a regular one. It's like bigger. I
What
don't.
the
I got it in like a
hell?
freaking pack.
Is it made out of the same stuff?
Oh yeah, it's the same material,
It's a
just a
reg-
big ass car.
it's
But
a-
I would love to see him take a big jump next year with Philly. I love that he fought in that like rookie game too.
yeah, that's when he got hurt. that's when he got hurt. He actually beat the shit out of that dude.
Yeah, we need
Um,
more of that.
you know, it's kind of funny that you bring that up because he asked him about it. Said, you know, what's you know, obviously it's Philadelphia. We love seeing the fisticuffs. Every person nowadays is now like, I don't like to do it, but I'm gonna stick up for my teammates. Can we get someone to say that they like to fucking do it for the love of God? Like even Dave Schultz back in the day, what do you mean you didn't like to do it? What do you mean? He had to have liked something about it. Oh, Wade with his oh, okay. I feel next year Bobby Brink is the next fraud. I don't know how to take that because that could be a
I'm
very
with Wade.
negative statement. That could be a very negative statement.
I know. I told you when I first came on the show, I was not all getting hyped up for Bobby Brink, another small forward.
Wow, you guys are. I'm actually not on board with him either because he's tiny. So I guess I'm with you guys, but at the same time, he looked pretty good. I wouldn't. He'll be nowhere near Butte of anything on this show. I'll tell you that right now. He could be a full time AHLer, or just not on our team, and then he'll go somewhere else and win a cup. But yeah, so we got a comment. Here we go. Oh geez, here we go. Please, for the love of God, if I have to see Bobby Brink in the Phantoms uniform for 5,000 years, I will find a brick wall.
I agree.
All right. Well, hey, you want me to start covering the Flyers then? I don't know. Wade says very small in our division. Very true. And Brandon says, I think Frost and Farabee will do better next year. I think Frost is going to have a really good year coming up. That's why I was kind of taken back by what you guys said that he's going to be the next Frost. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I'm going to say Wade Allison. I thought someone was going to say the new goalie. I'm not going to Fedotov.
I thought about it.
Yeah, so did I actually. So did I actually. But there's just not this. We don't want to give him the Flyers alley curse like right away.
Yeah, no, let's give him like 2 weeks.
Let me get it. Oh, well, there's some fighting happening right now. Okay. Sidney
Give him
Crosby
like
trying to air hump someone.
give him one blowout to like the Rangers or something that will get on him.
Yeah. What's going on here? Oh, Malcolm was air humping someone. But yeah, that's what we got for Butte of the Year. We will be we're going to be back with the Butte of the Week when that starts back up because that was a fun segment. But then we got the firing line. This segment of the firing line is brought to you by Norse Beards. Go to www.norsebeards.com. Use promo code OCS, 25% off all your Beardsman products. It looks like you're growing a little thing here.
Dude, this is like 3 days. Not even.
This is like 3 days. Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
The damn Italian.
I shave. If I shave, it's like that in 3 hours.
Really?
Oh, dude, it's horrible. It's horrible. I'm like a werewolf. It's absolutely horrible. I'm actually going through the whole process of I'm getting waxed soon.
Are you?
It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible.
Oh man.
Yeah, the wife gets on me about it. She doesn't let me wear tank tops during the summer unless I do something with the werewolf going on. So it's horrible. Wade says I do like Brink's play over Frost and over JVR. I don't know about that. That's kind of a hot take there.
Dude, I like the friggin' Zamboni drivers play over JVR. Are you shitting me?
The guy scores. I just want to go on because of his contract.
Who's the number? Konechny's got 24 goals in a year before. Big friggin' deal. Of course, JVR tacks up points when the season's over in fucking January.
With that being said, this firing line topic is I put Fedorov. I thought it was Fedorov, Fedotov, and Jones out per Chuck Fletcher. Now, with that being said, um, where do you think he goes? What do
Martin
you think?
Jones.
What do you think happens to Martin Jones? Because this was not a good season for him, and I felt really bad for him. The first press conference he was in, no one had any questions for him. Like they sat him down. He was sitting down with I forget who the other player was, but the other player was getting all the questions. They had nothing for him, and then they had one after that. It was just him by himself. They didn't ask him one question. It was just sit down, and then it was
I
he got
thought
up and
he
walked away.
I thought he played all right given the team in front of him. It's funny. I was driving home from work today, and I hear it was XM91 or something like Steve Coolius, his power play show, and they were talking about this team who got fucked before the season. Their starting goalie got hurt with like 2 games to go, and they just got swept. I could see Martin Jones signing a deal in Nashville, even like another 1 year prove it deal to back up Soros, maybe stabilize that goaltending situation a little bit more, be the 1A, 1B for the Preds next season.
So would you say then, staying on the Jones part of this segment, would you say that Jones's downfall was the defense? Do you think he would have played better if he had a better defense?
Yeah, absolutely. There was games like he was making saves. He had, for some reason, was just making saves. And he would get on like a hot streak in those games, making 25, 28 saves. Like if he had a normal defense in front of him or a competent defense in front of him, he would have had numbers this year.
So besides the year that the Sharks went to the final against the Penguins, they had a very, very solid defense. But Martin Jones actually was the one that drugged them to the final. Um,
Right, but
kind of
here's the
weird.
thing. I
Kind
don't
of
think
weird.
Jones is a number one. Jones cannot be a number one by himself. That's why he needs to be the 1B that you're seeing a lot of these teams do now. Carolina did it up until this season with Mrazek and McElhinney. The Rangers kind of sprinkled in Georgiev more last season, things like that. But like you're starting to see teams adapt to this 2 goalie system in a way. The Bruins with Ullmark and Swayman. I think Martin Jones is that perfect 1B goaltender for Nashville.
I think what Wade had said, it might actually be um, that was projected a while ago, that was supposed to happen, because like you had said, I mean, Mike Smith has got he's either going to retire or he's going to die. Like Mike Smith is good for a fight. I mean, sometimes he gets red hot sometimes, but it's not too often. Um, but I've been seeing him go to Edmonton because I think that they're the ones that need. But there's so many other teams that do need a good B goalie. Like, well, you know, the Devils need a goalie. Period.
Right.
Jonathan Bernier's hurt. He was supposed to be. That's who I wanted at the beginning of the season for us, and thank God it didn't happen. Ryan Reeves, calm down. Um, it's just it's tough because I mean he's not that good of a goalie. He's just really not that good. So I personally and honestly think he's an AHL goalie at this point in time. He's just too slow. He can't keep up with the game. The game is getting so fast, and it's that stupid fucking thing where he doesn't move, and then it's oh fuck. No, it's you're too fucking slow, guy, and it's time to fucking roll. Hit the bricks.
If
But
people are only going to be able to like listen to this podcast and not see what you just did, like that's not going to do it justice because like the way you just did that kind of like caught me off guard, but was hilarious. Like just the whole like,
I could clip it. I didn't see it.
yeah,
I was literally looking
letting
away
it
from the
go by.
camera. I'm told that an awful lot too. My facial expressions are
By
fucking
the way,
hilarious.
Jones would just get absolutely crushed in Edmonton by the media, and it's not they have that good of a defensive corps either. Like he'd have like a bad streak, and they would just run him out of town.
I do kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like, look, man. I think actually you had a really good take earlier this week about him and Hart not having a good relationship. You remember that?
Well,
That
yeah.
was
Well, I
good.
asked you because obviously we would hear through the media, and to me, especially when it's like a national broadcast game, ABC, ESPN, and you hear the broadcaster say, oh, we think blah blah blah. Like, to me, I always listen in on that because they have production meetings with the coaches and some players, and so they're getting fed information that they're going to say. Team broadcasters, and I don't really listen too much because they're going to promote the team. They work for the team essentially.
Right.
But last season and the year before, we always heard just how close of a relationship Carter Hart and Brian Elliott had, right? Like, Elliott always looked after him, was really going to mentor him, things like that. You didn't hear, at least I didn't, I don't know if you did, I didn't hear a single thing about the relationship between Carter Hart and Martin Jones. Like, I don't know. That's just weird to me. Like, after games, after winning a quick little leg tap, good game, thanks, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, my ears are up with that. Like, how close were they? And goaltending is such a confident sport. Obviously, everybody wants the net, but I don't know if there was some jealousy from each other. I don't know. I question the relationship between Hart and Jones.
And actually, I think it's a very questionable thing because you're right. When Elliot was here, they were very close. He said in press conferences numerous times how Elliot had been helping him with this or this was happening. And what's crazy is that they did a lot of interviews with Elliot, like either before the game or after the game. Super nice guy. His wife's super into he was super into the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives thing. Did a lot for the community and such. Personally, looked like a hippie. Um, but like he looked like all around nice guy. The only time you see any interviews or anything or post games or practices or something in the media, you don't see anything else. Like he's not doing anything. So when you said that, I kind of dug a little bit and kind of got to the point where, yeah, he's not doing anything. Um, and that's concerning. And that, maybe that has something to do. And I don't want to keep going on the thing of like Hart's mentality and his like, if he's soft or if like this is what's going on. But I mean, when you got someone like Brian Elliott who's backing you up every second day and knows his role,
Yeah.
maybe you have someone like Martin Jones come in who's the role was taken from him in San Jose by Aaron. I think it was Aaron Dell. I think it was. And then the way that it's happened in Philly, I think there's a very valid that's a very valid assumption is that I think there may have been some poisonous things going on with the goalie tandem,
Well,
and that's
and
no
like we
good.
said,
That's no good at
no,
all.
not at all. Like we said earlier in the program, this was Carter Hart's first full 82 game NHL season. Obviously, he got hurt at the end, but whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say. And it's like, if you don't have that right guy to give you that solid, strong foundation, I don't know. Like I said, it is one thing that just kind of piqued my interest this year. You never heard a word about that goaltending relationship.
And yeah, like I said, that's very concerning, and I did not think of that, but I think you're going to hear something, and it always happens when when he leaves, you're going to hear something. Something Hart will a little whisper to somebody or something like that. Brandon Paul says, "I know it's the firing line, but what do you guys think of Ellis? And I have hopes for him too. And who do you think will wear the C this year? I say Kuso. Um, good God. There's been rumblings that there's not even going to be a captain this year, and I think
Right,
that
way to
it's
go.
rightfully so. Anthony's been preaching it since he came on the show. I think it's the right move. I don't think that there's anybody. The guy, and I think it was you that said the guy he's not on the team yet.
Yeah, he's
Wasn't
not
that
on the
you?
team yet.
He's not on the team yet, and I think that's true. Um, I don't think I think there are some guys that are on the team that could do it. Um, Wade's next comment.
I'm with you. There could be somebody on the team, but if that's the case, I want them to earn it. But I think I don't think the next
Most of the
captain's on
guys
the
have to
team
stay
yet.
healthy. They have to stay healthy.
Right.
I mean, I would love for it to be Hayes. I would love for it to be Hayes because I am a huge believer in the Hayes culture, and I really think that a lot of people that are listening to this at the beginning of the season, probably November, it's gonna be Jesse from Delco is right because I'm right all the time. But with that being said, yeah, it is what it is. But it can't be Coots either because he has to be on the
No.
ice. I would love for it to be Coots, but yeah, you notice every November he's not. He's hurt. He just had back surgery, dude. He's gonna be out a
Right.
lot this season coming up. You do not just come back from that. That's so I'm gonna say, Brandon, stay tuned for that one because it's gonna be interesting. But perfect world, there's a couple people I would like it to be, but I don't want to jinx them yet. So stay tuned. Wade's comment. Jones took a shit in Hart's bed.
Who just did that? Was it
It was Amber
what?
Heard.
Yeah. The big court thing going on with Johnny Depp.
Apparently that's a deal breaker. I don't know. Wade.
People
He's
are into
not
some
even
shit,
here.
man, but I ain't
He's
into that.
I'm not. Yeah, no. He's not here, but he's here. Um, yeah. So and that's the firing line. Now this one is actually really important to me. This was a huge, and you may know about this. This is our slapping lies segment. And this segment is brought to you by iLily. Go to your app store and download the iLily app. Start ripping some recordings. Let everybody know what you have to say. It is updating. We're not really using it too much right now. We're going to use it next season. They're updating it. They're doing videos. You have 15 seconds right now to do an audio clip. You could download it, or you could input it anywhere you want: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever have you. And it's just basically real quick tweeting with your voice. Next season, I'm pretty sure they're going to have video up. So up in the press box, where if Anthony finally moves to Philly, then I can stop being in the press box. You can go up there. You could do a little thing with Kevin Hayes. You know, you Boston boys could do your little Southie shit, and then do what you got to do. Anyway, what is this? What is that? Deal breaker for. He's talking about this shit in the bed. You never know. If you're into some stuff, there you're into some stuff. Yeah. This is, like I said, this is really important. Sam Warren ends his career in pro hockey. The credit goes to Snow, the goalie, from the start of the season. So at the beginning of the season, we even said it. We are sponsored by Body Check Wellness. That's Riley Cote and Chuck Henneman. What's wrong?
Sorry, I got a game on my phone. And like Giannis missed a free throw, but the Bucks got it back.
Oh, it's basketball. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Anyway, so Snow the goalie had projected and said that Sam Warren's injury with his knee was career ending. All of us, every single person in the media, I don't care who you are, I did it. Frankie Steskel did it. Everyone Flyers Alley, everyone at Old City Sports Network, every media outlet on the board. Cote put up that he had talked to Sam Warren and said that it's not a big deal. Blah blah blah. Everybody crucified Snow the goalie. Said that they were fucked up and San Filippo was lying, blah, 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 and here we are. They're right. Gotta give them credit for it. Sam Warren's career ends, and this sucks. This really does suck. The dude's like 26 years old, 25 years old. It literally had a presser the other day. It literally said that his doctor was like, "It's time to hang it up. Like your knee is absolutely blown out." Like, I know your thoughts about. I don't know if you followed him as closely as we did, but that sucks for us because we were looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was all excited. I remember when they drafted him. He was a big body. He kind of played with that mean streak, and you're like, oh, okay, the Flyers just got a young Chris Pronger, right? Like, he has that same mean look to his face. Had the big fights in the minors, and then he had the knee injuries. He battled back many times. You saw the goal last year to beat the Rangers, beat the hell out of Lemieux, sent him to the West Coast. That sucks, man. You do all that time growing up to play the game of hockey. You put in all the time, all the hours, and then to have it end like this. How can you just not feel bad for Sam Morin? Like, that blows, man. Hopefully the team gets him a good front office role, and all the best to him.
And that's the most important thing. This will be the straw that breaks the camel's back if the Flyers don't hook this guy up with something. Throw him down to AHL, honestly. Make him a defensive coach. And I think he had said in the presser that it was, I think someone had asked, it was either Jordan Hall or Taryn Hatcher that said, how'd you feel about moving from defense to winger? And he said that he wasn't all about it, but then I think it was his grandfather or someone in his family said, just go with it, and he went with it, and then it ended up he hurt his knee again. That's not the reasoning for that or anything like that. But I mean, he was willing to do whatever he had to do, and he had said that he just wanted to be a pro hockey player. He did what he had to do. He just can't do it anymore, and that's fucked up, and that's wrong. So
I totally forgot they messed with him like that and put him at the
yeah,
wing. And you know what? Like you said, he kind of just shut up and did it. He wanted to be a pro hockey player. And yeah, that sucks, man. All the best to Sam. Talk about a guy that always, every time you saw him, had a smile on his face.
oh dude, and the cool thing about it is that he was always with the team. Like whenever you saw something behind the curtain and in the locker room or something like that, if you look carefully, you can see Sam Orange just standing there in the corner. He's still there with the team. They're gonna hook him up, and they'd be stupid not to because he didn't get the chance. He didn't get the full fledged chance to show how good of a player he was, and he was a good player. And he literally beat the living shit out of people. So like, I mean, he was a flyer. He's gonna be a flyer. So, love that guy. Love you, Sam Moore. And if you tag him on Twitter, he'll talk to you. He's a good dude. Hopefully you get hooked up in the AHL, man. Hopefully you get hooked up in the NHL because we need all the fucking help we can get defense. But maybe you could teach some of these guys how to throw down because I don't know if you've seen some of his fights, dude. He's like picking people up and slamming them on the ice.
He's
Like
got that
that's
strength,
dude,
that upper body. There was a
he's like
guy,
fucking 9 foot tall. I mean, Jesus.
what was the guy, the Rochester Americans, just, oh my God, I thought I was going to put him through the ice with that fight.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just, come on, man. What are you doing? But yeah, good on you, man. Hopefully it works out for you. That really sucks because now I can't request it. Maybe I can get it. Maybe I can get a. It'll be easier to get an interview with him now. It's he's not playing anymore. It's horrible to say, but it is what it is. Good on you, Sam. Hopefully it works out for you, brother, and maybe we'll see you down the line. And that is Slapping Lies. We do not have a segment for the Phantoms this week for Down Periscope. They're not doing anything. They're done. So they didn't make the playoffs. They got knocked out. But we do have this one for New Kids on the Block. Let's take another crack at this. New Kids on the Block is brought to you by Neshaminy Creek. Oh no, it's not. Oh, you know what? I'll just skip that one for the night. That works out. Neshaminy Creek Brewing. Go to their website, get their beer. I just really this stuff's hitting strong. I can't do it. I got work tomorrow. New Kids on the Block is this segment is brought to you by Bialhouse Concrete. Go to www.bialhouseconcrete.com. Use friend of the show Frank the Animal for any of your construction needs in the Philadelphia area. He is on his way to ref Ice Wars, so that's going to be cool. Support Frank. If you're not going to support Ice Wars, do whatever you got to do. So this is a good one here. We got some comments. His slap shot broke the glass and Voorhees doing practice. Yeah, it did do that. I forgot about that. So this is what I got here. Some picks the Flyers could get around the 5th. So a lot could happen though. You and Wade have to remember a lot can happen here. So they could trade people that certain teams. So the thing that's interesting here is, and I thought about this at work today. The teams that are in the the top ranking are the teams that need the most shit. So like who's Arizona Coyotes, the Montreal Canadiens, the New Jersey Devils. They need things, and obviously we're number 5. They need some things that we have, and I don't think anything's off limits at this point. There are a lot of things that Chuck could get rid of for draft picks, and that is his goal. He said that that's his goal. So hopefully, if everyone says he's going to do anything right this year, which I think he's done a couple things right, but whatever. He trades some things away to get some high draft picks. There's some kids here. Obviously, Shane Wright is number 1. We're not going to get him. We're not going to get him. I mean, the Canadians are going to take him. They'd be insane to not take him. So they're gonna have him and Cole Caulfield. That's fucking great. Didn't work out this year for that, by the way. Not gonna go into his stuff. So there's a center, Logan Cooley. I think that's who you and Wade had both said that you guys both wanted.
Yeah, he was like the bigger centerman, right?
Yeah, so he's 5'10", 174 pounds. Um, 43 games, 64 points, 23 goals, and 41 assists this year. 6 power play goals, 3 shorthanded goals. The playmaker and has good hockey sense. Possible comparison is Mitch Marner. So,
Not a bad comparison.
no, someone just said something about rum and coke. Um, the NHL scouting analysis was Cooley is a player who can impact games. His top end speed is off the charts, and his ability to quickly process and execute on plays make him a scoring threat every time he steps on the ice. I
All
mean,
right. That sucks that the Flyers got shafted to 5.
we should just end it at everything that I say. Just it sucks that they got shafted at 5
Who
because
has the second pick
it is
again?
going to come to that. I think. What's that?
Who's got the second pick again?
Jersey.
Is it
I thought.
Arizona?
There's Arizona. Oh, yeah, it's Habs, Arizona.
I don't know. Either way, I know Arizona's already got a top, potentially 3 pick, right? Because I'm pretty sure Seattle's got 4.
Yeah.
Look,
Yep.
if it's me, I'm calling Arizona. I'm saying, you know what? You want to have 2 top 5 picks?
Here we go.
Let's do it. We want Jacob Chikrin. And think about it. If you can get Chikrin on the back end and not have to part ways with Provorov or, somebody else on defense, if you got to get rid of Ronnie Addard or a prospect or something like that, right? Like, think about it. Now that's a solid fucking defense with
Rangers just
Provorov
won.
and Chikrin.
Rangers just
All
won
right,
5-3.
Yeah, I'm like a half minute behind you on the TV.
Are you really? I'm at
Fucking
15.
Hulu.
Well, I'm at 15.5 seconds. They just scored
I
again.
just saw the empty net goal.
What? There must be more than one because this is at 15.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm at. 15.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, so Habs, New Jersey, then Arizona. Yeah, so you can give Arizona. They have the 3rd pick. You can give them the 5th pick. Like that's just my thing. I would love it to have a. See, that's why I don't want to get rid of Provorov so quickly. Now, if you can have him on your second D pairing, Chikrin leads the first with, I don't know, give me a young kid or like a Sanheim. Like, oh man, like, whew, I'll get myself all worked up in here. I'm gonna get a jar of peanut butter in a minute. But that deep core, like, holy smokes, man. That is, now you're talking some, okay. See, that's what I'm saying. If they do this fucking right, this retool can be like, they could start doing it quickly.
That's a good way of doing it, though.
That's a roundabout way of saying I'd trade the pick.
My way is to not involve Provorov, is to send him, and to solidify getting things.
Yeah.
Imagine trading him up and if you trade him, you're solidifying whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So keeping him at the same. He's poor peanut butter, says Wade. So with that being said, Logan Cooley, he sounds good. This is the guy that I kind of went. And last night, it's cool. It was cool because I hadn't actually looked at these things. This was the one guy, was that Matt Savoy guy.
Yeah, you mentioned him to me.
5'9", 179 center. He's in the WHL. He played for the Winnipeg Ice. 61 games, 84 points, 32 goals, 52 assists, 12 power play goals. Possible comparisons: Matt Barzal. I'm a huge fan of Matt Barzal.
Yeah, same here.
Not going to go into his scouting. Let me see what it is. It's not nothing like not like the last guys. But it's just like he's fucking the next Gretzky. But
That's getting a little high itself.
But these are the things like there's the next guy at number 4 is Connor Geeky. Connor Geeky. He's a forward, 59 games, 65 points, 22 goals, 43 assists, 1 power play goal. Best assessed is shot and power forward game. He's a Brock Nelson comparison.
Didn't Carolina have a guy with that last name, Geeky?
Yeah, I think he did actually.
If Sam's listening, I'm sure she'll let me know. She's all
there
with the Canes, but I'm pretty sure they had a guy with that last name. But
maybe. So he's obviously, what was it? Brock Nelson. That's good to be. He's very shifty in tight quarters, so he's a grinder.
I don't
Of my
hate that.
grinders, and it's hard to contain in all facets of the game. Number 5 is Pavel Minayakov, six one,
Pavel.
6'1", 192. He's in the OHL, 63 games played, 56 points, 17 goals, 39 assists, 2 power play goals, 3 shorthanded goals. His comparison is Mikhail Sergachev.
All right.
So
Sergachev plays with some bite.
he does. He has been lately. He's been in a lot of scrums lately. Apparently, he plays a mature game. He's a very polished player coming over from Russia, and he's playing well with his new teammates. Now, this is a goalie, Tyler Brennan, 6'4", 180 pounds, 39 games. His record was 11-25-2. Not too good. 3.58 goals against. He's an 899 save percentage, 4 shutouts compared to Jacob Markstrom. And
Not
then
bad.
the international player is Joachim Kemmel. He's 5'11", 171, right wing. Finnish. Had 39 games, 23 points, 15 goals, 8 assists, 8 power play goals. And he is compared to Pasternak. So that was very long-winded, but at the same time, this is basically showing that like there are people out there that we could get. These guys aren't going to go in this order. There's going to be things that happen. There's going to be trades that happen, things that are moved around, and we could potentially get any of these people. Because Cole Caulfield, we passed Cole. Remember, we passed him.
Twice.
So I mean, there's a way things could happen. But Shane Wright's gone.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, ultimately, if you're asking me, I'm trading the pick. I'm trying to get Chikrin to bolster the defense. But if they're going to keep it, give me that kid. I think you said his last name was like Savoy that played at
Matt
Winnipeg.
Savoy.
Yeah, give me him. He was a big body center. I said it earlier here in the program. You look at these teams in the playoffs having success deep down the middle. That's a recipe right there for success.
Well, that's the thing too. Is the one thing that I love the draft, but the one thing I hate about it is it doesn't really matter right now.
Right. You'll see him in 3 years. Hopefully.
Right. Maybe. And the Flyers' problems are right now. So
Right.
it's not something that's going to be fixed right now. With that being said, I think that's all we got for tonight. Obviously, thank you for coming on, Anthony. I know you guys didn't want to do one, but
Thank you, my dude.
there were some things to do. Right? But I do think until the new coach is until we get our new coach, and then I think we'll be done until the draft. I think it's good to say that and finally say that with confidence. With that being said, like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Flyers Alley, on Twitter at Flyers Alley Pod 1, and Instagram at Flyers Alley. Also go to www.oldcitysports.com, old spelled OLDE. Check out our articles. They are coming in, I believe, soon. We're going to have merch up there. We're going to have our website is going to be very interactive soon, so it's going to be very interesting. Again, Anthony, thank you for coming on. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. We had a lot of people tune in tonight, and that was Flyers Alley.